Hello everyone, my name is Dave, partner. Welcome to this next tutorial on JavaScript. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at logical operators, and the first one we'll be looking at is logical AND. There are three logical operators we'll be looking at. You have logical AND, logical OR, and logical NOT. And I just put in bracket here something to use to note them. Just have it at the back of your mind that this guy kind of means multiplication, this guy kind of means addition, and this guy kind of means negation. And for you to use this kind of operators, of course you must have two operands. So here I've declared two variables. Number one, I assign the value of true to it. Number two, I assign the value of false to it. Now, if you have at the back of your mind that true is 1 and false also is 0, all right? So if we are so I created a third variable that is I called result, and I kind of compare this to using a logical AND. Number one and number two. So like I told you, if you take it as multiplication, it will mean 1 times 0. What will it give you? 0. And 0 means false. So this expression will result to false. So let us check it out by just printing out to confirm first. We'll print out, I'll copy this guy out. So we'll refresh, it gives us false because one of them failed. In logical AND, both of them, or all the things you are using AND to join together, must return to true. So in real life programming, you can use AND endless number of times. You can just keep adding variables, and this is true, and number, and so on and so forth. You can just keep adding endless variables, but all of them must return true for the expression to return true. Okay, and if one of them fails, then the whole thing returns false. All right, and here is a good example of where it's used in a real life application. I just declared another variable called var1, assign the value of 20 to it, at var2 assign the value of 20. Sorry, this one is 10 and this is 20. And I created an if statement and said if var1 is greater than 5, of course 10 is greater than 5, this returns true, and var2 is greater than 15. Yes, 20 is greater than 15. Print this. So we're expecting it to print this. All right, so let me comment this guy out. I comment this guy out, so we can come here and refresh, and guess what? You are great at printing it out. So let's check something else just to show you that you can use this endless number of times. You can just add and I open two brackets and say number one plus, sorry, not number one, var1 this time, var1 plus var2, and so if var1 plus var2, 10 plus 20 is equal to 30. So this returns true, this one returns true, this guy returns true, and var1 plus var2 will return true because it's equal to 30. So we're expecting this to be printed out. So we'll refresh and we still have it. Okay, so you can concatenate as many times as possible, and always be careful to use your brackets. See, actually in truth, nothing stops you from putting brackets here, just to make sure that your program, your code is well formatted and not ambiguous. So use bracket to remove ambiguity. So here too, nothing stops me from putting extra brackets to have all these guys inside one bracket. Okay, oops, I don't think, alright, I missed one extra bracket. My IDE kind of removed it. So refresh and we have it too. So all these brackets, just put all your nice little blocks of code inside brackets, just to make sure that there are no mistakes, okay, and there are no kind of errors. So here we have it, and logical AND operator, and believe me, the OR operator is just the same thing, but this time we'll just be imagining that we're adding. So I'll just comment this guy out and put right here, and of course duplicate what we have here for the logical OR. So we have the logical OR, and we're saying or this. So I'll just comment this guy out, and so let's purposefully set one of these to be false. For logical or to return true, at least only one of them needs to be returned true. All or one of them will just return true, and the expression will be true. So let's see if this is less than 5. We all know that var1 is not less than 5, so this guy here, this expression here, will return false. But then this guy is actually greater than 15, so it will return true. So we're saying if this one is false, if this one is true, or this one is true. So we should do this. So if we print it out, if we run it, I'm going to save. If we run it, what we have is, yeah, you're greater because at least one of them returned true. So the only time the logical OR returns false is when all the parameters you have end up as false. Okay, so I believe that solves the problem. So I can just name it logical OR. Alright, and we're going to look at one last thing, which is the not. The not simply negates what you already have. So if we have something like this, I'm just going to copy this as an example, and this is number 1 is true, number 2 is false, and we're saying 1 and 2 will give us false because 1 times 0 is 0. But what if we negate it? Bang! We just add this little exclamation mark and save. So this is supposed to give us false, but then we negate the false and we're back to true. So we refresh. As you can see, we're now back to true. So this logical not negates whatever answer. After evaluating the whole expression, it negates the answer and gives you the opposite. Okay, so that simply solves our problem of logical operators. In the next tutorial, we'll move on to data types and other interesting stuff. So thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.